welcome to this special edition of News 12's Power and Politics. I'm Rich Barrabi. Today, we are at the Crest Hollow Country Club here in Woodbury. This is the site of the 2025 Long Island Smart Growth Summit, and the focus here is affordability this year, and for good reason. As you well know, it is no secret that the cost of living is top of mind for so many Long Islanders and Americans in general. Joining us now is the mayor of the Village of Valley Stream, Ed Fair. Ed, thanks for being with us here. Talk about this from a village perspective, affordability. How do we keep costs down for Long Islanders?
Well, one of the big things that we mentioned here at this summit is, first of all, the synergy between village, town, county, state, and the federal government, all trying to work together, create a little nexus to be able to help one another. And then that dovetails into businesses and residents. And one of the points I like to make at this conference every year is the seniors, our seniors. I mentioned that our senior housing has a 4-year waiting list, and I for one would like to see our seniors stay, not vacate to Florida.
They can't afford to stay here.
Right, it's absolutely right. So when you mention affordability, I think it goes hand in hand with our seniors. So right now we're working on adding more senior housing and affordable senior housing, because you'd like to see that little cycle of life. They went to school here in some cases, or their children went to school here, and now they feel like they're paying these very high school taxes and they're no longer taking advantage of it. So it's a burden.
Well, let me take it from another perspective then. What about younger people, mid-20s, early 30s, who want to stay here, can't afford to buy a house? How do you solve that? Right,
well, that's almost the same thing except the opposite end of the spectrum. You've got to get them into the community, invested in the community. Maybe it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom co-op condo apartment, so that they can save up. If you listen to the conference, they talked about this down payments, and that's the biggest issue. You know, they're paying $3,000, $3,500 a month in rent, but they can't come up with a down payment for a house. We did hear some innovative programs, again, back to my original comment of, you know, town, county, state, federal government, where if you stay with a company, they'll give you the down payment for your house. And if you leave, you know, you have to pay it back, almost like a grant or a loan. You know, something businesses working with the towns and villages and the residents, if we can get people to stay, it's only going to add to it. They're going to use the schools, they're going to use the services, they're going to pay their share of taxes and be able to keep costs down. I know you heard, Rich, healthcare, it's very brutal. We just got, you know, Empire Healthcare is $43,000 for family coverage. So every employee, I have 200 employees in the Village of Valley Stream. Every full-time employee, we pay $43,000 on top of their salary, you know, to cover their health care. It's huge. You know, I don't know how that gets lowered. I don't know how we do that, but that allows us to have more money to invest in our youth and our seniors.